Whew, family. I'm just going to say it straight. I have hit the wall. I'm at my limit with these palace games, these royal leaks, these staged media campaigns that serve no purpose other than to tear down Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. It's been years of this, and still, they come harder, pettier and louder every single time Harry so much as breathes in public. And this latest outburst over Harry's BBC interview, it's like watching a tantrum in slow motion, and not even a smart one. All these courtiers, aides and so-called royal insiders running to every microphone and tabloid they can find to scream, "How dare Harry speak? How dare he talk about his life, his experiences, his trauma, his truth?" The hypocrisy is absolutely wild. They don't want Harry to be silent. No, they want him invisible. They want Meghan erased. They want them both to just disappear, because their very existence reminds the world that this royal institution isn't some fairy tale castle filled with dignity and grace. It's a machine, a cold, transactional, self-serving machine that chews people up and expects them to smile through the pain. King Charles, bless his ancient heart, is apparently losing sleep over Harry's interview. His courtiers are calling it his new worry stone, like this is some royal tragedy. Not the loss of a child's safety, not the fact that Harry and Meghan had to flee their home with a newborn because Charles pulled their security with no warning. No, the tragedy here, according to these clowns, is that Harry spoke. Let's be clear about what Harry said. He told the truth. He said, "My father yanked our security, and that decision placed his family in danger." And it did. That's not drama. That's facts. So now the royal family and their lapdog press are foaming at the mouth, throwing around phrases like whiny Harry and blackballed and trust issues. Let me ask you something. When has the royal family ever shown they were worthy of trust? Because Harry and Meghan had every reason to stop trusting them a long time ago. These people are acting like they're victims in all of this, as if they were the ones chased out of their country, hounded by racist media, betrayed by their own families. And then there's page 6. Lord have mercy, they really tried it with this one. Running an exclusive full of anonymous sources saying Harry is being blackballed because nobody trusts him or Meghan. One line even says, "Maybe there's room for forgiveness, but they won't forget." Forgiveness? Forgiveness for what? For surviving, for speaking out, for daring to live outside the shadow of a royal system that treated them like pawns. They don't trust Harry. Please, Harry is the one who should have stopped trusting them the moment they left him and his pregnant wife without security in a country they didn't know. The moment they allowed the media to brutalise Meghan daily while standing silent. The moment the firm chose optics over protection, again and again. And now they've trotted out Hugo Vickers, the dusty old courtier who never met a royal he didn't try to suck up to. This man is out here comparing Harry to Diana, talking about leaks and trust, and how Charles is right not to speak to Harry. Vickers literally said Harry should be begging for forgiveness, on his knees like some kind of medieval peasant. He called Harry stupid for giving an interview, said he blew it. Blew what exactly? The privilege of being silent and abused in private, the joy of pretending everything's okay for the sake of protocol, and Vickers wasn't done. He even said Diana was a leaker, that Prince Philip told her not to share things, and that he, Hugo, saw a letter about it while visiting the palace. Do you all hear that? These people are bragging about the palace leaking Diana's private letters. They're so used to being above accountability that they confess their own shady behaviour in interviews, without even realising how twisted it sounds. So Harry speaks up, calmly, respectfully, and they call him a traitor. Meanwhile, these fools have been leaking against him and Meghan for years, and they still expect the public to buy the narrative that they are the trustworthy ones. It's laughable, but also sad, because while they try to paint Harry as the problem, the truth is he's the mirror. His strength, his peace, his resilience, it reflects everything this family lacks. And how about this? Harry flies to the UK for the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games, an event he founded. A beautiful, powerful event for wounded veterans, and King Charles, his own father, refuses to see him. Won't even return his message. Doesn't want to talk security stuff. Are you kidding me? Harry, even after everything, tried to speak to his father. Not about petty drama, but about protecting his family. And Charles couldn't be bothered. The same Charles who's apparently pacing the palace halls in anguish over this interview couldn't spare 5 minutes to meet his son in person. But sure, let's all pretend Harry is the problem. And now the royalists are screaming about how Harry shouldn't be talking about Charles's health if they aren't on speaking terms. Excuse me? The man wants to speak to his father. He tried. It's Charles who slammed the door shut. Harry showing concern isn't a betrayal. It's basic human decency. But that's the thing. These people don't know what that looks like anymore. They're so used to playing cold, calculated games behind palace walls that they've forgotten what family, love or truth even means. And yet, here's what they can't stand the most. Harry's BBC interview is blowing up. Over 1 million views already. Other outlets have copied it, re-uploaded it. The message is spreading. People want to hear from Harry. They trust him more than any press secretary, more than any royal mouthpiece, more than any insider hiding behind anonymity. Because Harry is not the villain here. Meghan is not the villain here. They are two people who said enough. Enough abuse, enough lies, enough silence. They walked away from the circus and they thrived. They built a life based on authenticity, purpose and compassion. And every time they speak, they pull the mask off a system that only survives by silencing those who dare to speak. I've hit the wall with all of the palace briefings about Prince Harry and his BBC interview last week. This has become King Charles's latest worry stone, the thing he apparently cannot shut up about. All of the palace briefings have only served to amplify Harry's words and message that his father yanked his security, putting the Sussexes in mortal danger. And it was all based on Charles's petty need to punish Harry for leaving. Charles's aides, courtiers and his sycophantic stenographers to power have blanketed the media, screaming hysterically about how dare Harry speak and why doesn't Harry just shut up, and there will be no reconciliation if Harry keeps speaking. What is Charles going to do? Refuse to speak to his son, even harder, all while openly briefing the media that Harry needs to stop talking. Well, enjoy page 6's exclusive on the situation, Whiny. Prince Harry is being blackballed by the royal family because none of them trust him. Or Meghan Markle, according to sources in the know. I genuinely think nobody trusts him, and that's the bottom line. The royal family has major trust issues with him, and that's what's at the heart of everything, a close source said. They don't trust him and Meghan, and that's why they can't have a relationship. Maybe there's room to forgive, but they won't forget. Forgiveness and trust are two different things. I have total sympathy with the royal family, said Hugo Vickers, author and friend of the royal family. Harry is quite like this mother, the late Princess Diana. One day, when I was at Buckingham Palace, I was shown the letter that Prince Philip wrote to Diana in which he said, "Every time Charles talks to you, it's in the Daily Mail the next day." The same thing is happening now. Charles is, of course, right not to trust him. Harry is hopeless in that respect. He shouldn't have given that interview. But none of the royal family should ever give interviews. It's always a car crash. Page 6 is also told that King Charles refused to see his youngest son when Harry jetted over to the UK for the Invictus Games' 10th anniversary celebrations in April 2024. Harry messaged Charles, and he never heard back. He wanted to talk to his dad about security stuff then, but his dad wouldn't speak to him, the closed source detailed. He really felt like his dad could overturn things. Harry has just got to accept the security decision and stop whinging and whining, Vickers said. It was disgraceful to talk about Charles' health. If he's not talking to him, how does he know anything about it? Vickers said. Vickers added that Harry should be begging his father for forgiveness, and it should be done quietly, not on TV, but he won't. Because he's so stupid, he's basically blown it. Vickers's point seems to be, Harry is just like his mother. Diana leaked things, and I know this because Buckingham Palace used to leak Prince Philip's letters to me all the time. These royalists really tell on themselves constantly, and with zero self-awareness. All of the tea about the Windsors' trust issues is moronic. You don't think Harry and Meghan have significant trust issues with the Windsors too? You think H&M are unaware that Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace regularly brief the press on what the Sussexes are doing? Harry's BBC interview below already has 1 million views. Other outlets put the full interview on their channels, with BBC watermarks. I'm waiting for the palace's attempt to get the BBC to remove it. So let them scream, let them rant, let Page 6 write 100 more exclusives. It changes nothing. The world has already chosen a side. And it's not with the institution that protected Prince Andrew longer than it protected Harry and Meghan. It's with truth. It's with humanity. And it's with the Sussexes. If you're with them, if you've had enough of the hypocrisy, the media attacks, the tired royal spin, then you are in the right place. Right here with the Royal Sussex Squad, where we keep it real, we call out the foolishness, and we uplift the truth. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tap the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. And if you believe in what we're doing, if you want to help us keep pushing back against this machine of lies and hate, drop a super thanks. Every bit of support helps us amplify the truth louder and clearer. Because Harry and Meghan, they're not backing down, and neither are we. Squad, I'll see you in the next one.